Well, I can already tell right off the bat that they don't look anything like Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, or Fozzie Bear at all. Hey there, guys, it's me, the media guy. Well, this is gonna be an interesting movie because today I'm here to share my thoughts on The Dark Crystal. Now, I have no idea if any of you guys have ever heard of this movie before, but just want to let you guys know that this is probably one of the most interesting movies that the Jim Henson Company, even Jim Henson himself, has ever worked on in his life. So what in the world is this movie all about? Well, don't worry, there's always a description on the back of each DVD and VHS tape that I own. Face heart-pounding risk with the Gelflings as they race against time to restore goodness and light to the world. Their mission: find and replace the missing piece of the all-powerful Dark Crystal before the ugly vulture-like Skeksis kill them. Uh-oh, that could mean trouble. Along the way, there's a whole strange world of mystics, pod people, landsliders, Gotham, and lots more outrageous creatures ready to help the Gelflings or make sure evil wins out. Co-produced by Gary Kurtz, producer of Star Wars. This is Jim Henson's award-winning original feature-length live-action movie. It's a fantasy adventure that explores the extra special effects and excitement kids will love. Well, it's definitely not wrong about that. So just like it said on the back of the VHS tape, this is probably one of the most interesting Jim Henson movies out there. I mean, imagine Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Steven Universe getting mixed into a blender with a hint of Muppet magic, and you get the Dark Crystal. And yes, I know it's a bit unusual for me to compare to. I know it's unusual for me to say that it's like a combination of It's like a combination of Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Steven Universe. But let all that sink in. What do I think about this movie? Oh boy. I mean, this is probably one of the most interesting movies I've seen. Of course, I do remember watching this a few times before I started my YouTube channel, and still liking it now. The special effects are amazing. The puppetry is satisfying. There's so many interesting characters and creatures to see. Especially these two. Jen and Kiara, who are probably the cutest creatures I've ever seen. I mean, look at these guys. They look so adorable. And is it just me, or does it look like these two are meant for each other? And it's funny because throughout most of the movie, I was almost expecting them to kiss on screen. Another thing I like about this movie is the villains, the Skeksis, which are kind of like mutated vulture-like monsters. Cause man, they look terrifying. I mean, they look like something you would see in a horror movie or something. It's freaky. So yeah, this is one of the most unusual pieces of Jim Henson. This is probably one of the most unusual Jim Henson projects ever. Because whenever you think of Jim Henson, you think of The Muppets, Sesame Street, and Fraggle Rock. Because I'm pretty sure that's what he's known for. Which makes sense considering how Jim Henson worked on those projects, as well as everyone else he knows. I think The Dark Crystal is one of those interesting movies that people can enjoy. Whether you're a fan of action-packed fantasy films or not. In fact, I think this movie falls into the category of fantasy films. And it's like I said, it's like a combination of Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Steven Universe with a hint of Muppetism works. And you will get the Dark Crystal. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to the puppets from this movie. I'm not sure if they're like on display or something. But you know what? I'm sure that one day we might be able to figure out what happened to these puppets. 'Cause I'm not sure if they're like still in storage at the Jim Henson Company, or probably on display at some kind of museum somewhere. Yeah, that's gotta be like a mystery for me to solve, although it will be impossible to figure out. Although maybe someday we might figure out where these puppets are. Because it feels like it's been almost 30 plus years or more. Yeah, I think it's almost been 3 or 4 decades since we saw these puppets. Anyways, I'm getting off topic here because you guys are here to hear my thoughts on this film. So I think The Dark Crystal is a fun movie for everyone to enjoy. And if you're not like a fan of this movie, that's okay. I think when this movie first came out, some people probably had like a few mixed opinions on this movie, depending on your point of view. But you know what? I wouldn't say it's a bad movie. Like I've been trying to say, The Dark Crystal is a fun and enjoyable movie to watch. And I'm not sure if this movie takes place in some kind of alternate dimension, it's probably some kind of planet, or probably in our world, but just in a different timeline. Yeah, those are like my wild guesses. Either this takes place in an alternate timeline in our world, or probably some kind of parallel dimension / universe, or probably some kind of ancient planet from centuries ago. Yeah, that's gotta be something I need to figure out. Getting off topic here. The Dark Crystal is a great movie. And if you don't have a VHS and DVD copy of this movie, well, you can still find a copy of this movie on VHS and DVD at Walmart and Target, at some kind of thrift store close by to where you guys live, or you can just order the movie from Amazon, either on DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K, which that's fine by me. So how would I rate this movie? I would give this 5 Dark Crystals out of 5 Dark Crystals. Kind of ironic, right? Well, anyways, thank you guys for watching my review, and I really hope that one day we might figure out where these puppets are at this point. Because it's been who knows how many years it's been since we last saw these puppets.